which means 6 more teams. And first up is the University of Belgrade, and within that, Talks. So, Philip,
hello,
of the team. Hello, Philip. If you could share your screen with us, that would be awesome. Thank you.
Yep.
Wonderful. Well,
yep.
If you're ready,
yep.
then
so hello, go on.
Yeah.
Hello, everyone. My name is Philip. I'm the CEO of the Talks, and today I will talk about the pocket-sized device for detection of botulinum and tetanus toxins. The first tetanus and botulism are actually diseases with lethal outcome, and the effective agents are those two toxins, actually. And the wounds and raw food are actually one of the sources. Fortunately, we have immunization. This is me after first lockdown, but sometimes diagnostics is only based on the clinical features, and sometimes too late. So our problem is detection of tetanus and botulinum toxins, very small amounts, so picomoles. And two key target markets are food safety testing and molecular diagnostics. They're particularly keen for such tests. And compound annual growth rate for these two markets says that there is space for new solutions. Our value and our proposition is picomolar detection of toxins with nanopipette sensor. Here is a unit of products that we already developed. It's protected. An advantage is that we offer a real-time detection that other can't do. Time required, so it's less than 90 minutes, ultra low amounts, and multiple usage. And this actually overcomes all other competitive technologies currently used. Our competitive advantages are, of course, know-how, intellectual property that we are just obtained, PCT application, software, and also buffer composition. In our business model, we developed to the market analysis that food safety, Botox testing, and immunizations are the targeted market that are keen for such products immediately. And our plan is that in first year, we'll reach 1% of food safety market in Serbia. We already have some potential customers or distributors. And with our profitability threshold of 60 products, we believe that in 5 years, we will reach 10% of Serbia food safety market. That's at the moment not occupied by domestic products. Our expenditures, revenues, and gains are expected to grow in this manner over the 5 years, and we should be profitable even in the first year. Our team is composed of the exceptional young and old, I would say, students and medical experts. I'm Philip, and I'm CEO and have some experience in team leading. George, who is expert in business and economy, and Tamara, who will be our Chief Scientific Officer. And we have Ilya, who has actually almost now 40 years of experience in actually selling innovative medical technologies. So our plan to go to market is from the prototype to first protect it. That two steps we already done recently. And in the following months, we are finishing USB powering device so we can have actually portable point of care device. And finally, we will need independent testing. Our plan is furthermore that in next year, we already have for food safety one company that is very keen to license our technology for that purpose. And of course, are building a startup in the following years for other areas and markets. And we usually like to say that we are a small company, but we definitely catch toxins. Thank you very much. And we are, of course, open to your questions and suggestions.
Nice. Thank you, Philip. And dear members, it's your turn. Who would like to start?
Can you please explain where your product actually goes in? Where does it fit into? Because I understood all the problems, how you're going to grow, but can you just describe a little bit more where your end product, how does it look like when it's being used?
Yeah, so our end product is actually the size of the phone, a little bit smaller. And at the moment, you need a bit of power supply, so it needs to go in socket. We already developed some version of it. So the key part is actually very tiny and very small. So just for the size comparison. And that means that you just need to plug in your PC, laptop, and you just open the software, you add what you want to analyze following our kit, and that's it.
Okay, thank you. Now it's
your question, Daniel.
May I have a question here? That
of course.
I understand that your business model is that you want to sell the license to some certain producers. And do you think about branding, or because my experience that if you have your original, patent and license, and you sell it to a customer, or you are not selling to the end user customer, probably you remain in the background. So how do you want to manage this, that it attached to your company or your team?
Yeah, thank you, Gabor, for your question. It's actually very interesting. So the food safety market, we already have some discussion with Nestle. So they want to actually take it for the Balkan market. And in that, that means that we are not losing our integrity or our name or our brand. We are just actually gaining in the nice way funding to actually expand our business to other areas. And then our key area will be the actual immunization. So actually detection of these toxins in patients. But as you might know, this medical diagnostic requires a lot of testing, a lot of licenses. And then we said, okay, what is the easiest route to get money and to expand our business? And we find very quickly, let's say, partner in the way that are happy to license for that purpose, specifically, not the whole project itself.
One question regarding the partnering model you mentioned. So will your revenue stream will only be a one-time license fee, or is this a recurring model which is behind this?
Yeah, that's very actually good question. I can't mention that, but it's a recurring model. So we have a license for certain years. So we have initially signed for 5 years, and certain number of products that already we will get even royalty to that. So it's a combination of some licensing and royalty. So they pay us for one-time license so that we don't sell other companies that, but they also pay us per product price, of course, lower with the agreement.
And maybe one last question from my side here. You had a very interesting slide about the market size. So how did you come to these numbers? So do you have some data backing this up?
So the market size is what we generally found to be actually, I assume you're referring for this one. So how we actually determined that, we did a market analysis. So we have Ilya, who is very experienced in selling, and he contacted a lot of distributors actually in the Balkan region who actually sell these products. Yeah, so they are like a mid-term solution. And from that analysis, we actually got a realistic data what even the distributors would actually buy, even if we go without any partner or any actually exclusive license. I hope, Michelle, that it answers your question.
Yes, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
This slide says that it's from 2019, so you already have some success in selling this, or is it just a typo on the, or it's
so this is an analysis from 2019. That's where we actually started the whole process. But actually 2020 was great too for us because we spent a lot of time on actually developing the product, actually the first prototype, and also licensing. So this is just data. Of course, we are now doing reanalysis. Most of companies actually forgot to do that. What we found out, the COVID affected a lot to markets. So diagnostic market now increased, not only for COVID, but also other tests. For example, from my personal experience, when I was a kid, I was 1 month in hospital. They tried to diagnose which toxin I have or which bacteria, virus, and they couldn't. Yeah, so I could die actually. That's a potential. And the trick is that in that time, these testing were either not available, either too expensive, or not widely spread. I think the same with the pandemics. When it actually started, we didn't have a testing capacity. We still don't have a testing capacity. But when COVID goes, this testing capacity that's developed has to be used. Now actually the governments are putting more efforts to transfer that to diagnosis of different viruses and different bacteria, so different pathogens in general.
Sorry, can I get just a follow-up question on the team? So this is the team that developed the prototype, that licensed it. And my question is like, are you planning to go full-time on doing this company? And have you been full-time, or are you more interested in continuing research? So how does it look like when you're commercializing this product?
Thank you, Dana. I think it's a good question. Once actually it goes really on the making product and sell, we need actually people who are full-time employed. That's included in our business model. At the moment, of course, we are students. So Georgia will finish soon his bachelor in engineering, and also Tamara will finish master. But basically, 3 of the 4 people are already, let's say, will be fully employed and fully involved in company. And myself, I'm a PhD student, so I will maybe in 1 year be free, actually fully get involved.
All right, thank you, Philip, and thank you to Psicosoft team.